to an event in London for women entrepreneurs, and there was a woman entrepreneur speaking on stage. And I asked her a question from the audience. I said, what was your biggest challenge as a woman entrepreneur? And what did she say to me? Looking for funding. And I had one of those aha moments. I had this light bulb that went into my head, and then I actually got a bit angry. I said, are you telling me that it was harder for you to raise money for your business because you are a woman? So I got curious, and effectively, as Anne said, I started to read the research, and the IFC World Bank tells us that the funding gap, meaning the money that goes to male-led businesses versus women-led businesses worldwide, is $300 billion. Now, to put that into perspective, Facebook is currently valuated at $460 billion. So this is 2/3 the valuation of Facebook that is not getting to a huge part of the population. So Shelley has mentioned some of these statistics. Today, only 7% of venture capitalists, so those are the professional investors who have a big pot of money, a fund, and they need to invest it and want to invest it into high-growth startups to get a really good financial return. Only 7% of those are women. As you can see, the seed dollars, only 10% of venture dollars goes to women. 10%. Look at that pie. And only 15% of seed dollars, meaning the early stage capital to fund your business, the angel investors give you. 15%. Now, ladies, what percentage of the world population are we? 51. So I don't sit there and cry and look at those figures. I say, look how we're going to move the figures to go around that circle, okay? And so effectively, as Shelley just said, back to what I was saying, the 7% of women are VCs, and only 19% of business angels are women entrepreneurs, are women. Now, look, it's interesting, isn't it, the correlation? You saw the previous slide. So what's going on? What's going on? Well, what does the word invest mean? Because we're here talking about investor, investor, investor. The Oxford Dictionary tells us the definition of invest means to put your money into a commercial venture or into property to make a profit. We kind of all get that, okay? The other definition of invest means to dedicate time, resources, energy into something worthwhile to get a positive result. Now, I think that sounds something more that we can all do, to dedicate our time, our energy to help others to get that positive result. So there is much more to being an investor than just putting in that money. We're not just checkbooks on legs. And why is it important? If we look at those circles that we saw, all those gaps, why is it? We can't put all the blame and say it's all the guys' fault. We can't say there's not enough women, it's only the women's fault. And we can't say it's the women entrepreneurs not asking for enough money. It's a combination of all that. It's a complex issue. So we need to work on it. But one of the things is this. It's getting over the bias. Unconscious bias is a big, big reason why that $300 billion gap exists, and it's unconscious. What does bias mean? To have a bias means that you make judgments, make decisions based on perceptions, based on beliefs, but not facts. So who in this audience is biased? Yeah, we all are biased, meaning we all see the world through our own particular pair of glasses. And so what we need to do is to kind of take off those glasses and look at another pair of glasses. And an interesting way to do that, and a simple way for all of us to learn more about our own bias, is through the implicit bias test that Harvard has online. It's free. Do it. It's super, super interesting because you'll discover a lot about yourself. But why do I talk about bias? Because we're holding ourselves back from being investors. I want to, go back here and say, right, when you think about investors, what do they look like? What do they look like? They tend to be white, male, middle-aged, heterosexual men. And what if I told you this? This is what an angel looks like. This is what an angel looks like too. So these are some wonderful, they're fantastic women angels who invest their time and their money and their resources into early stage businesses. So an angel is someone who uses their personal money, that they've hard-earned money, and they usually give that money to an early stage startup. At the same time, they spend a lot of time coaching, mentoring, opening up the network. So there's a lot of investment, personal investment, the second part of the definition when you're an angel investor. And so these are some of the great ladies. We have two of them here in the audience. So Barbara is front row. Sharon, who'll be coming on from Astia. So these are some. You have to see what you can be. It's like in everything, isn't it? This is what a VC looks like. Yes, there are the women. So these are some of the real women. I have interviewed them all personally for our Global Investor website, because we want to help the women entrepreneurs learn about funding, and who better to do it from? It's from the investors who invest in women. And so Arlen will be coming on soon. You can see her in the top right. Kelly, wonderful Kelly, who spoke yesterday, and Inma as well, who spoke yesterday. So we have to get past our bias, and we are holding ourselves back. We too can hold ourselves back when it comes to deciding whether or not to be an angel. So, if you want to be an angel investor, how can you do it? Well, the first thing, where do you get those wings? Where can you get the wings? The first thing is to make a decision. Say, yeah, I want to try this. I want to explore this. Get curious. And don't hold yourself back. Say, I'm going to try it. I'm going to test it out. Let's start by going to a couple of pitch events. Go to the startup events. See the people pitching. Listen to the other angel investors, the questions that they ask. And then, if you want to go deeper, here are some of the amazing organizations who are doing incredible work. So you see Pipeline Angels. They have Astia Angels from Sharon. Sharon is going to be talking later on. But Astia and Pipeline have boot camps where you can actually go and learn how to be an angel investor. So you learn the due diligence, you learn what to look for. This is something that you can do. So if you really take some baby steps along the way towards those steps, if you feel ready, just go for it. Golden Seeds are the biggest angel network in the US. They do mixed investments, not only in women, and Startup Angels and 37 Angels. They're all the kind of US on that side, because they are much more advanced. The other thing is you can see on the right-hand side, Angel Academy and Go Beyond. So they're in Europe. So if you want to learn about being an angel investor, ladies, do it. Check it out. So what about being a VC? So a venture capitalist, as we said, is a professional investor. It's very different to being an angel investor. It's not their personal money. It's a big fund of money. It's usually several million to some billion, and they have to make sure they get a return on investment. So if you're a VC, it's a very different kettle of fish. You need to have a lot of stamina. You need to have a lot of persistence. And hey, aren't we amazing at that, ladies? Do we have stamina and persistence? We do. But being a VC is not for everyone. And I was at an event in London last year. There was reverse pitching. Innovate Finance put on an event. And it was an all-male panel of VCs. And I put up my hand, as always, and I said, how do we get more women into VC? And the guy said, oh, well, you have to have been a successful entrepreneur, sold your company to be a VC. And I said, that's not true. Are you telling me that 93% of all the venture capitalists in the world, that 93%, they've all had successful companies, they've all sold them? No. So if you have an amazing background, if you've lots of experience in financial services, if you've got deep industry sector knowledge in technology, in biotech or whatever, those VC firms, they need you because they need to understand the innovation that's walking through the door. So check it out. And Parity Partners is a new thing that's just come out recently in the US. So check them out because they have a boot camp to learn how to be a VC, particularly for women, because it's nice for us to learn in that space where we feel heard, because then we have to get back into the arena. So check out Parity Partners. Check out also Women VC. They are also doing a new thing. And then on our website, we have a list of blogs. Do read the investor blogs. You get to learn a lot, the language, the way the investors think by reading their blogs. So the key thing is you just have to do it. If you're going to start doing investment, just try. Of course, not for the VC. That's a different kettle of fish, as we said. But for the angel investment thing, you can, because my vision is this. I think that we can build a virtuous circle. The more women entrepreneurs that we get funded, the more of them that become angels, because they've been through the cycle, they know how tough it is. They will invest in other women. We get more women into VC and more great guys investing in women and seeing the incredible opportunity that we are, because we are bringing incredible opportunities to the table. So this is the virtual cycle. So we are all angels. So some of that money that you put towards the charities that you support, how about putting some of that money that you would have done to support a cancer charity, or whatever it is your preferred charity? We're amazing in Ireland for that. In the world, we're one of the biggest givers. How about channeling some of that money into an early-stage woman-led company who is in that sector, who's in that space? She needs the money, and she's going to make a difference in that sector. So channel some of your private money away from, use some of it, and it's important from the philanthropy point of view worldwide to do that. And I believe we're all VCs, and playing on the word, we all are value creators. So we can all create value by investing in women, investing in ourselves by learning this. A couple of months ago, I came back to my primary school in Dublin, and I spent 2 days with BizWorld with 5th class students, teaching them what it was to set up the company, to pitch to a dragon over 2 days, to pitch to 4th class and get their investment, and it was incredible. We need to invest in the future. That's our children. And we got to teach them very soon what it is to invest. So it's incredible to support these initiatives. Get involved. They're always looking for volunteers from business and other walks of life to do that with them. So most importantly, we are all investors. We all have this credit card in our pocket. Women control 70% of purchasing decisions worldwide. In the US, 51% of the wealth is now, today, in the hands of women, and that's going to go up to 2/3 of all the big wealth in the US is going to be transferred to women by 2020. Our time is coming, okay? But the most important thing you can do is start doing the crowdfunding that Shelley said. Support, take the checkbook out, use the power of the wallet. And there is a very good app called Buy Up, that helps you to identify those women-led startups in all the different parts of the world, in different parts of in different sectors. And you can actually discover which are the companies that have your values. If you don't believe in the sexist stuff that's happened, don't take Uber. Stop using Uber. We have to use the power of the purse. It is the most powerful thing. So my last thing to say would be to you, I've created a link online. If you want to learn more, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome some of them too. But if you want to learn more about what it is, how to be an angel investor, you want to learn more about venture capital, if you want to learn more about the purse power, get online, sign up, and we will send you resources, because we are all investors. Thank you.